Hey guys, welcome to Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm so excited to be here for many reasons. One, it was such a beautiful day today. Thank goodness, no snow. We'll just shut that out to the universe because hopefully we'll get no more snow because we had it in November, December, January, maybe February and March. We can be clean of it and kind of like have a sunshine and spring, not what's equinox or whatever, just so we can get rid of the snow. And I'm not a big snow person, obviously. But I want to do a couple things. I'm going to introduce you to my guest in 1 second. I'm so excited to see her name. Her name is Crystal Soto, and she owns Crystal Clear Living. Crystal, because I had Clear Living, Crystal Clear Living. And we met on Facebook a while ago, and I won something from her, which I'm going to talk about that too. And I was so excited to have her on because I feel we have a connection, and I want to introduce her. I would say, Creator, thank you for guiding us and allowing the divine unconditional love and healing energy to flow through us today. May we now be able to facilitate whatever is needed for the highest good of all, right? And then I asked Crystal and myself today, because I think today starts Lent, and a lot of us do believe, and in different ways we believe, whatever way we believe in God, spirit, the universe, drop dead Fred, Buddha, it doesn't really matter. But what he's saying today on February 18th is, I am with you. These 4 words are like a safety net, protecting you from falling into despair. Because you are human, you will always have ups and downs in life experience. But the promise of my presence limits how far down you can go. Sometimes you may feel as you are in a free fall, when people or things you had counted on let you down. Yet, as soon as you remember that I am with you, your perspective changes radically. Instead of bemoaning your circumstances, you can look to me for help. You recall that only am I with you. I am holding you by your right hand. I guide you with my counsel, and afterward I will take you into glory. This is exactly the perspective you need, the reassurance of my presence, and the glorious hope of heaven. So this book is really good, and I like it because it puts into perspective, Sarah Young wrote it, it puts into perspective Jesus in a way that sometimes we don't understand Jesus. For me, and maybe for Crystal too, for Oscar, I have a different belief system. Like, I know that there's a higher power. I feel in my heart that there's a higher power, but the way that I tap into that higher power is completely different than someone else, like that goes to church or that reads the Bible or something like that. It doesn't mean that I don't do those things too. It just means that I have a different path. And that's why I asked Crystal to join me, because Crystal is a healer like me. She does major things, though. She's only 35. She is the founder of Crystal Clear Living. It's a wellness business devoted to helping people feel safe, which is awesome. She does breath work, Soma Vita, Thai yoga. She does herbal remedies and many other things she's going to talk about. She's got a couple classes coming up. She's got some breath work things coming up, Crystal Catalyst. She's got all these things coming up. So I wanted her to come on to talk to you guys about how she found her path. And I just asked her when her official, I guess, awakening started, because we're all in the process of awakening, right? And all of us started at different times, and it could be you started and then you stopped, and then you started and then you stopped. It's kind of like when you have a book, right? And you're writing in your journal, and you start writing in this journal, you write. And then something goes really good in your life, and so you stop journaling because it's good, right? And when it's bad, you pick it up again, maybe not. Maybe you do it all the time. Maybe you just start journaling to let go of a few things, and you got to the middle of the journal and then you stopped, and then you went and did your thing, and then you came back and you found another book and you started a whole new journal. That would be me. I think that has to do with my ADHD. I have no idea. But you were talking about how you started journaling 10 years ago, and that your awakening you felt was between like 2015 and 2017, which 100% makes sense. And then when I asked you about COVID, you had said that that's when you started your breath work and your retreats 5 years ago. So welcome.
Thank you.
I get very
Thank you for
excited
having
when I
me.
have guests on. So you tell people who you are first, and then we'll kind of get into your story a little bit, because that's what this is about. So this show, SuSanity Life, was created to bring people into their story, because I've realized over these many years, since I actually started in network marketing in 2007 and started reading books like The Secret and Louise Hay and Wayne Dyer and Jim Rohn and Joe Dispenza and Bob
Mhm.
Proctor and all these
Mhm.
people that talked about their stories. And what's the other one? Chicken Soup for the Soul and Men Are From
Yes.
Mars, Women of Venus, all those things.
Yeah.
And how stories can help people in ways that they don't even realize when the story is being told, right?
Yeah.
So tell people how you started, like
All of that.
just start from the beginning a little bit, and then
Yeah.
we'll kind of go into your story anyways.
Okay,
but-
sure. So, I mean, hi y'all. My name's Crystal Soto. Super excited to be here. Born and raised in Leominster, Massachusetts, and I feel like my life was pretty normal, so to speak. Grew up with my parents and went to high school at Leominster High. Went to college. I started going to UMass Lowell to do their master's program in psychology, and that's kind of when my life changed. My dad then got diagnosed with a multitude of different ailments, and one thing kind of led to another, and he passed away my first semester of college. And I really feel like that was like when the trajectory of my life kind of shifted. But like prior to that, always had good friends, had good family, always did a lot of things in the community because my mom was a domestic violence counselor with the Spanish American Center. And so it felt pretty normal, to be honest with you. I felt pretty happy, felt like I always knew myself, always felt like I had a really good head on my shoulders. And when that experience happened with my dad, I feel like a lot of things shifted for me. I kind of lost a sense of who I was. And that was hard because when you experience that at 19, you don't really expect to experience such a traumatic thing. And that kind of brought me back home, back to like Leominster, Massachusetts. And I started going to Fitchburg State University. And I switched my major from psychology to business because again, with such a life experience, I really didn't know what I was like doing or where I wanted to like be or anything along that. But I still was trying to achieve the goals, go to school, get a good job, all those things. But again, I kind of lost myself. And I feel like it took me a little while, to maybe a year or two, to kind of come back to a sense of who I was or trying to figure that out again. And then my mom got diagnosed with cancer. And so here we are again, a little wrench thrown in the mix of things. And that was difficult. But I will say, like, prior to that, I did graduate Fitchburg State, got a degree in accounting. And, aside from like the accounting aspect of self, like I've always waitressed because I always loved people. I always loved being in community and connection. And so despite enjoying the job of accounting and having like the security of accounting, it was, you're at a desk, you're at a desk. I'm not talking to people, right? So I just always kept waitressing on the side. And then when my mom got diagnosed with cancer, I was still working my job, and very grateful for that job because they allowed me to go to like every appointment that my mom had. And I don't think that most places would like be that flexible, right? So I really did appreciate that. I was in my early 20s, probably like 23, right around when she got diagnosed. And it was a long battle. And that experience as well, once again, shifted the reality of what I thought or what like I envisioned like how my life was going to play out. But that's okay, like things happen to us, and sometimes we're dealt a hand that we don't always understand. And I'm grateful for my ability to always be open and curious and continue to like move forward despite the difficulties. And so unfortunately in 2025 she did pass away. And again, I was just left at a point in my life where I'm like, like now what? Like I didn't expect to live this life without either of my parents being 25, and I had like just turned 25 too as she was passing like 2 months prior. And so I'd say that that first year after she was gone, I was left in another spot, like how I had experienced it after my dad, where I'm like, what's life? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's the purpose of life? And I think like the first year or two after her passing, that's kind of when I really dove deeper into all of this work, and really just something in me awoke, and I knew I had to look at things differently. I knew that I was given this experience in this life, and I still wanted to live it. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, because there are many paths that we can choose, and not necessarily choose. There are many paths that are placed in front of us. And to some degree, we do have choices in which one we're having. And so it's like, I could have been 25 without parents and gone down a really dark path, or I could learn and grow and heal through my experiences. And I will say this. I think because my mom was a domestic violence counselor for 30 years, and after her passing, so many people would say, like, your mom literally like saved so many lives. Like, she touched so many people. I think that there's always been this deeper desire for me to also figure out how to be of service to other people. Mm-hmm. And from a very young age, like, I was the friend who was like in the self-help section, like reading all those books, you know what I mean? Like, I was just always curious for learning more about myself and learning more about others. And so I think with that curiosity and the impact I felt and seen my mom have on other people, it's what kind of awoke me to just being curious and doing things a little differently.
So it's interesting because as you're talking, like, first of all, when we first connected here, the dates for you and the dates for me are completely the same. Like, my motorcycle accident was in 2015. That's when my awakening kind of like really kicked into high gear when I had that accident. And then you wrote till 2017, and it was the same for me. It's interesting. And then in 2012, there was even another upheaval. So it's almost like we know when we're born, like, where the journey is supposed to go, but because of the way that we are changed in different ways, in different avenues of life, it's almost like even though we know that that's our path, we're taken away from that path and have to figure out how to get back there every single time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Until then. Yeah. Until that, 2015 awakening, happen. That 17, that 19, that 21, those times where we're like, oh, and then you're like scratching your head going,
it all makes sense.
Yeah. You're scratching your head going, okay, so everything that I thought to be true was actually true, but I was told that it wasn't true. So I had to believe that it wasn't true. Right. So guys, this is awesome. This is so good. So we're going to get into a little bit more about her childhood a little bit and different things that she enjoyed, because childhood is really important to all of us too. And yeah, we're going to take a quick break. So my name is SuSanity Life. I'm host here of Unity Radio, of SuSanity Life show on Unity Radio with Community Connection, and the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge, where wellness meets peace of mind. I'm joined by Crystal Soto from Crystal Clear Living, and we're going to be right back.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Hey, what's up, Worcester? This is Jacqueline Carr, and I'm inviting you to be inspired with me every Sunday starting at 6 a.m. with the Jacqueline Carr Show on Unity Radio. I'll get you going with a motivating word, special guests, the absolute best music, and a few other surprises. But you gotta tune in on Sundays at Unity Radio to find out. It's Jacqueline Carr, and the Jacqueline Carr Show is happening Sundays from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on Unity Radio 97.9. Worcester's Community Connection, and also streaming on WUTY.org.
Tune into the SuSanity Life with Susan T. Ouellette, and together we will find our way to a healthier, healing lifestyle by listening to empowering stories of overcoming our struggles. Join me, Susan T. Ouellette, on the SuSanity Life every Wednesday from 5 to 6 on Unity Radio 97.9 FM. Worcester's Community Connection. See you soon.
Hello, I'm Pastor Sharon Henderson of Covenant St. Andrew's United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street, Worcester, Mass. We welcome you to worship with us every Sunday at 10 a.m. Let's worship together and love one another. I'm Sharon Henderson, pastor of Covenant St. Andrew's United Methodist Church, 24 Hamilton Street. We welcome you to worship with us at 10 a.m. every Sunday. Let's do it together and let's make peace.
Life is like a roller coaster. It has its high and low moments, zooming through our lives. Sometimes we feel excited and full of joy, and other times we feel numb to the world around us. Low moments are a part of life. They help us cherish the good times. That's why it's important to reach out when life's lows stop us in our tracks. Connect with someone now. Call 211 or call text 988.
You're listening to Unity 97.9 FM, WUTY. Let's talk, Worcester.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. My name is Susan T. Ouellette. I'm the host here at the SuSanity Life Show and the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It's a holistic health and wellness clinic. If you're looking for Reiki or polarity or physical massage or just intuitive guidance, that's where you can check me out, SuSanityLife.com. I'm here with Crystal Soto from Crystal Clear Living. And I want to tell you guys how this happened. So I've been following Crystal on Facebook and Tori Cummings and then Melissa Ann came on my show. Did you know that?
Yes, I do recall.
And she talked about you.
Oh,
And she talked about Tori when she was on my show. We'll have to go back and see if we can find it. Yeah. And she told me about you, showing about Tori and all these other people too that we just resonated with, right? And I just been watching you on Facebook, and then I kind of watch your videos, and then I listen to what you say, and then I'm like, And then she had a contest. And so I like contests sometimes, especially when there are things that have products that may resonate with me, not thinking I would ever win because I figured there would be a ton of people, right? Which I know that there was, but I won, right? So she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, you won." I was like, "What? I won." I was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Oh, you need to come on the radio." So that was it. That's all I need. I was like, "Just come to the show." So now she's here. And so this is her product. These are some of her products. So she has these amazing herbal teas that you take. And you have to get what did you say what it was?
You can either use reusable tea bags or a tea teeper or a French press for the loose leaf tea.
Yeah. And so are they different flavors?
So they're all different blends. So you have a daily energy blend that's to help support your nervous system and just creating the stamina to have more energy throughout the day. You also have Rooted Defense, which is your immunity blend to help support your immunity. And then you also have Sacred Stillness, which is a stress and anxiety blend. And so, so the base of it, all of them are to support your nervous system. And then they have like other herbs to support the secondary intention behind them.
And then it says here, handcrafted with love and intention.
Yes.
See?
Everything is very intentional.
Healers do care about you guys. And then 100%. This is a magnesium oil spray.
Yes.
And it's got a little bit of lavender in it. And this is what's funny about magnesium oil. So I found out about magnesium, and I've been taking magnesium, the pills, but I didn't I didn't have the oil.
Yeah.
And then I got on TikTok.
Mhm.
And I became an affiliate at TikTok.
Okay.
And I started getting like products for free. Right?
Mhm.
I don't really right now because I haven't been doing it much, but I got some free. And one of the things that I got was a bottle of pure essence magnesium.
Yeah.
Oil, right. And then I got shingles. No word of a lie. Like
Really?
a couple days after it arrived at my door, I was
Mhm.
like, and I was going to use it on my massage
Yep.
clients and stuff because it's perfect for their feet.
Absolutely.
as you know.
100%.
And I got shingles, like actual
Mm.
shingles. And I took the magnesium oil, and every night I would just put some of the magnesium oil on the shingles. Gone 3 days.
Well, you know what's the other beautiful
It was
part?
crazy. I was like, what?
Yeah. The
And now-
other
now you
beautiful
give it to
part about magnesium is most people are deficient. And the best way to actually intake magnesium is topically on your body. So it doesn't surprise me that that happened for you.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Mhm.
And then what's this one?
And then that's our Rooted Love Essential Oil Roller. And so
I'm holding it in the camera. I'm holding all
Yeah.
these. So if you guys are on Facebook Live, you can look, and we're going to have all her information on our website. So if you want to order any of these amazing teas or any of these oils or roll-ons,
yeah.
or anything, her website's going to be on her page. And then she has all
Mhm.
these events we're going to talk about too. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. And so that essential oil roller, like scent is one of the biggest connections to like memory and emotions and another way of really healing. So I really like essential oils because it helps to bring me back into that present moment. And it's something we definitely use throughout all of our breathwork sessions as well when people are going through their experiences.
Yeah. I love that.
Mhm.
So anyways, these are the products, guys, that she hasn't been talking about. So you got a little bit into, when you lost your dad and you lost your mom, but you didn't
Mhm.
really get too much into so did you always know, even as a child, not always know everything, but something about inside of you knew there was something that you had to do at some point that was going to come to you or eventually be part of your existence when you were younger?
So, it's funny that you asked that question, and I've like thought about this and reflected on this often. I always played school growing up. Like I literally had a room in our basement and we would just like play school. And so for me, looking where I am now and looking backwards, like I've always been this natural like teacher, guide, coach. And then like I shared earlier, like I've always been into wanting to understand myself, wanting to understand others. And so I just kind of chuckle at times, like thinking of where I am now, because I'm like, oh, it kind of just all makes sense. I mean, I've also waitressed for 15 years, and growing up, we had a full like waitressing set. Me and my stepsister are sitting there playing like waitress in restaurant. And so it's just funny because we all know, especially when we're younger, you have that remembrance and then you just slowly start forgetting it. And then, then you have experiences happen to you that remind you and wake you back up. And like we were talking about previously, put you back on that path. And so it all makes sense looking back now.
It does. And then do you find too that, okay, so so do you find too that the people that you have chosen, because we choose the people in our life or they choose us somehow, but that you have chosen have given you the direction that you need to facilitate through this new movement that you're having? Like, have you realized, like, 'cause at least I have, and I know a lot of other people, like a lot of healers like us have, that, okay, well, I became friends with this person for this reason. I dated this person for this reason. I went to this job for this reason. And then either you stay there or you don't, but it gives you like that direction of like, and makes you realize things that you probably always knew, either in a past life or even now, in your inner core of yourself knew, but at the same time, either you didn't want to believe it or you didn't want to acknowledge it, or you just were like, nah, that can't possibly be true, because how could that be true? And then all of a sudden it became true.
So quick, funny story. Yes, and yes. I do find that most people who have crossed my path have helped me in my journey one way or another and have steered me like in the right direction, even if that meant like heartbreak, you know what I mean? But it's funny. So Tori has been my mentor for the last 5 years, literally has like changed the trajectory of my life. And the way in which I got connected with her is apparently I friend requested this girl, Jill. We didn't have any mutual friends, nothing. And she happened to just accept my friend request. And after getting to know what I post and what I'm about, she's like, I think you would really vibe with Tori. And I was like, oh, okay. So here we go. Friend request Tori. And I mean, literally, my life hasn't been the same since. So that's just like one of many examples of how, like, as long as we're open and we can kind of look back and like connect to the dots, we can see how everyone who is placed in our lives holds some sort of, maybe they're a detour, maybe they're this, maybe they're, you know, a green flag to go this way, like whatever it may be. So 100%. And I'm really grateful for everyone who's like ever been in my life, to be honest with you, because we wouldn't be right here right now had anything different in my life happened.
No.
You know, and I say that even in my breathwork sessions, and I share that with so many people. It's like, yes, we have hard moments. Yes, life can be hard. Like, I see you, I feel you, like I have experienced it. And had anything ever been different, like I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have a business. I wouldn't have touched the many, many lives that I've touched.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel so grateful for that. Yeah. So that's kind of what keeps me going in moments that are even hard and that are still moments of heartbreak, you know?
Yeah, me too. Like everything is a lesson, like almost like everything is a lesson. And it's funny how when you don't learn the lesson, how it repeats over and over again sometimes. And you go,
yes,
really, can I just not have any more lessons? And then
I thought I learned that one already.
Yeah. And you hear the universe go, yeah, no, not yet. Or maybe never. You know, because do you really ever stop? You know what I mean? And then it goes back to like what you were just talking about, like Tori. Like, so I talked to Tori right after Melissa came on the show, I think. And then my mom was going through stuff. And then she ended up in and out of the hospital. And then my son went to the Marines. I mean, it was just so much that had happened. And then recently she was having something. And I didn't realize how quick it was coming up because I was going to do her in February, but then I couldn't do it. So there will come a time that I'm going to be doing that. And then also I'm considering Arizona and then a couple other things. So there are things that I'm going to be doing with you guys. I know it. I just got to find out which one is the right one for me.
And that's the thing. When it aligns, it aligns. Like I have people who are like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I couldn't make that breathwork session. And I'm like, hey, no big deal. Like, this is the work I do. I'm always going to be here. When the time aligns, it's going to align and it's going to work out and it's going to support you and it's going to be so beautiful.
Which is beautiful, that whole dynamic, because that's not how we learn as children.
Yes.
We don't learn that as children. We learn a totally different trajectory. So when we finally can feel that, I call it feeling the feels.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I call it when people come to the clinic and they my throat chakra and you know, they come out of the room and I ask them how they're feeling and stuff. I'm like, how are you feeling? Oh, I feel really good. And then they'll say something to me and they'll say, well, I this, and I'm like, well, you're feeling the feels, you know, and it's okay to feel the feels, but just know that when you feel the feels, a lot of things are going to come up. They do. It's the same with polarity because I teach at Spa Tech and I have students that do in polarity, which is like Reiki on fire. It's really good. You should come first.
Interesting.
It's really good. But so now I'm teaching and we're teaching the life force of earth, air, water, fire, Ida Pingala, all the chakras, all the auras, all that stuff. That's what I teach.
You're speaking my language.
At school, yeah. And so they're all young. A lot of them are young. There's a couple older ones, but a lot of them are young too. And I think to myself, my goodness.
Yeah.
If I knew at your age, at 20, 21, 19, 30 even, what I now know and am learning and have learned over these past 10 years, oh my God, I would have enveloped it all and been like, bring it on, bring it on. And I think that's why it's working now for people, because people are understanding that truth.
I have like full body goosebumps as you're like speaking about that, because it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I feel like it's all just a remembrance. Like we're here to remember, right? We're here to remember. And I also am just like so grateful because I've had people at my retreats like 18, 19, 20. And I say the same thing because I'm 35 and I'm like, I'm so proud of you for taking this path because you're changing the trajectory of your life.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So guys, this is so exciting. We've got another half an hour with Crystal and I'm so excited. We got so much more to talk about. This is Unity Radio 97.9 FM, which is Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of the SuSanity Life show and the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge. And we'll be right back.
Mr. Telephone Man, What's up, Worcester? I'm Angelo Gray, and you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection. When I dial my baby's number, I get a click every time.
Hi, I'm Storm, and I'm a part of the Bruce Wells Scholars Upward Bound program. The Upward Bound program is a program that helps many promising low-income, first-generation, college-bound Worcester High School students. After joining this program, I've learned many different and important life skills while making new connections and getting real-world experiences through internships and classes. If you're interested in any of these opportunities, you can find more information at www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. That's www.sevenhills.org or 617-866-1293. A brighter future begins with you.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Q, host of the Woo 508, and I'm here with
your girl Liza, Miss Consistency.
And it's your girl Chantel in the building.
Yes, y'all. Go ahead and follow us everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Woo 508. That's THEWOO 508. Woo!
Roll me a bone. Step into the groove. Now you're in the zone.
Kingdom Voice and Music and Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester, present a Black History Month celebration, Courage to Remember. Join us as we share powerful stories of African royalty, generational heritage, and our living legends through music, theater, and dance. Our Black History Month celebration, Courage to Remember, also highlights Alzheimer's and dementia in the African American community, providing resources, awareness, and hope, alongside cultural food and local vendors showcasing their work. Don't miss our Black History Month celebration, Courage to Remember, February 28th at the Pryor Performing Arts Center in Worcester. For more information, visit kirosha.com/Black History, KIROSHA.com/Black History. Black History Month celebration, Courage to Remember. Celebrate with us.
What's up, Central Mass? This is Angelo Gray, and we want to thank you for all your support. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of the SuSanity Life show, and again, the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge, where wellness meets peace of mind. Joined by Crystal Soto from Crystal Clear Living, who makes these amazing teas and tinctures and all this amazing stuff. And her story is truly amazing. And I know now many reasons why we've met, which I love because this connection. And I want to give you guys a little bit of an insight into something. Right now, we're in this major, beautiful awakening to the world, right? The new world, the new earth, golden earth, the age of Aquarius, whatever. It's this whole amazing dynamic, the full moon, the new moon, all these, the sun and the clouds, the sun's so different. Everything is so different. And we're all at this time trying to connect on a level that we've honestly were supposed to always be on. And being able to be with someone like Crystal, and then I just had a session with my friend Bonnie De La Rose, who owns a Renew Body Sequence. She's amazing. And she was just talking about Tori Cummings too, who does, what does she do? What medicine? What's it called?
She's like a medicine woman.
Yeah. But it's a lot deeper than that. She's amazing. And her videos are amazing, just like hers. And then Melissa Ann, who's another one that came on the show last year, actually, a while ago. She's starting this new trajectory too. And so we're all here and figuring this out in a way that we can give back to you on a path that you might just now be starting to give back to you what we started on, because we're all in a different place, but we're not. That's what's so strange. And so hearing her story and listening to more about how she got here is going to be how, if you're 19 or 20 or 22 or 25 or 30 or 31 or 50 or 40 or 9, and you're finally like Louise Hay, who was 60 when she wrote her first book and started Hay House Publishing. If you're like that, then you definitely need to share this with people, and you definitely need to pay attention to what we're going to talk about, because this is this took us a while to get here. It's not easy, but man, we were just saying how if we knew about this at the age of whatever ages I just said, our life would have been completely different, and not because we didn't like our life in ways, because we did, but just because we would have seen the truth that was in front of our faces the entire time. Correct?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better. It's just this big remembering. We're here to remember. We're here to remember. And honestly, that's one of the things that I speak to a lot in breath work, because we've gone through a lot of experiences, and these experiences, like, and we're all energy, right? And all of these experiences can just like be stored in our bodies, and we're so on go. And it's like one of the things I speak to so much in breathwork is like coming back home to yourself and remembering all that you are after all the stories and the programmings and all of the paradigm shifts, like remembering what it is. And I think that one of the beautiful things about breathwork is you really, it brings you to a place of being so present with yourself. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it's uncomfortable. We're not used to being in that stillness. We're not used to being in these emotions and this energy. But when you find safety within to like be there and allow yourself to experience that, you then come back home and you just remember all of the things that you used to love, all of the ways in which you used to be. You can let go of some of these limiting beliefs and all of these things that hold us so like constricted here. And it just opens you up. And gosh, is it a beautiful place? It's so beautiful.
It is. It really is. So your breath work is one of the things you do. You also do the Thai yoga, and then you do herbals, all that things. And then you wrote here that you work is around nervous system regulation, sport, embodiment, helping people come back into relationships.
Yes.
Which is the breath work.
Yes. And I do host women's circles as well.
The women's
and
circles.
Different events.
And different
like
events.
For me, it's always been about community and connection, because I think one of the biggest things I realized through my grief and losing my parents is that it was really easy for me to seclude myself. And by doing that, I wasn't giving myself the very medicine I needed to heal those wounds. Like I didn't want to allow people in. I didn't want to connect. Yet through grief, you learn that like love is all we have. And so, yes, we're going to hurt sometimes. Yes, my heart's going to break. Yes, I'm going to lose people. Yes, I might lose a job. Like all of this loss can happen. And grief is not just losing parents. Grief comes in many forms.
It does.
And I just want to highlight that right off the bat. But the biggest thing it's taught me is how to live again and how to be in community and connection and how to be in relationship. And so like that's always been the essence of like my business is like, how do we get people off of screens and in person together?
So you also wrote that you went on like a journey for like a year.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You traveled the US?
Yes.
Talk about that.
Oh my gosh. I was just going through pictures recently and I was like, wow, that chapter of my life. So I actually went on a couple of retreats and like I attended and I was on the plane. Like I vividly remember this. I was on the plane and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready for like a whole new chapter. And I've always lived in Leominster, Massachusetts. Everyone's always known me, which, you know, has its blessings. And, you know, sometimes like, come on.
Oh, I know.
And on that plane, I just decided what if I sold my house? And so I had a realtor friend and I literally went home and I was like, what would it look like if I sold my house? Like, how do I do that? I don't even know the first step on how to do that. And he walked me through some things. And I want to say that I don't remember the year, but that retreat was in April. By June of that year, my house was sold. I gave away most of my belongings. And I bought an RV and I traveled for almost a year. And it was one of the most healing experiences I've ever had.
One of the drivable ones?
So
one that's connected to your
one that's connected. So
Okay.
I bought a Jeep. The Jeep was able to pull the RV and I didn't really have a plan either. I didn't know where we were going. I was with my ex-partner at that time and we love nature.
Mhm.
So let's go to the national parks. Why not? National parks are beautiful. I've never experienced that. So we drove, our first one was Shenandoah. Was it in Shenandoah? I believe it was in Shenandoah. And gosh, we just went to so many after that, and healing, learning aspects of myself that I wouldn't have ever been able to learn had I not left the hometown that I always knew. Like I've always known. It was a sense of security. And it was really nice to break that barrier and learn different aspects of myself, be uncomfortable, and learn how to figure things out. It was the best thing I could have ever done, to be like very transparent with you. Best thing. I think that it's also been a big part of shaping me into who I am today.
Innately, I think that that's something that I've always wanted to do too. That's why when I read it, I was like, but then life kind of gets in the way.
Yeah.
Like, and
so
my mom is okay, but she's in the nursing home now. And, so many my son's getting married and my other kids are home and stuff. And it's not to say that my throat track was going crazy. It's not to say that I'm not going to, because I know eventually I will definitely do that, because I feel like just to letting go and just kind of like taking wherever the universe tells you to go. It's going to open up so many doors for you to meet people and heal people in so many different levels that you just, how can you not at least do it once?
Yeah. And honestly, like there was fear there.
Oh,
like,
sure. But you with your partner, you said, right?
Yeah, but there was still fear. Like, is this the right thing to do? And to be honest, I think that's the biggest reason why I said yes, because it was one of those moments of like, I have the ability to leave a job. I have an ability to still have some safety within, like financially, and I have an ability to live an experience again. And there, like you said, sometimes in life, there are things and responsibilities and ways in which we have to show up that wouldn't allow us to do something like that. And so it was like one of those things where it was a hit, right? Like when I was on that airplane in April, it was an intuitional hit. And I listened, because who knows when I would have been able to do that again. And so like, so grateful I listened. So grateful. And that's the thing. We don't always listen to our intuition.
No.
We don't always listen.
Well, if we don't, sometimes I call those nudges, because sometimes you get a nudge. So you get like this nudge and and the universe goes, and you go, and then it goes, and then you go, and then it goes, and then you're like, oh crap.
It'd be
and
like
then
that
that's
sometimes.
it. Forget
Yeah.
it. That's what happens. And it's like, all right, yeah. And then you're like, yeah, okay.
Should have listened the first time, right?
Why didn't you listen the first time? Was I supposed to do that? Yes. But it wakes you up, and that, and that's part of the journey, obviously. So then you went on the yearly trip, and you went to all these different places. And then what happened when you came back?
I didn't have a plan. Like I literally didn't have a plan. I didn't know when I was coming back. And when I came back, I went right back into my old job, which was I was really grateful for that. Really grateful for that. And it was then integrating how to live back in regular day life, because I just had a year-long journey of doing whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and being absolutely submerged in nature.
And most people won't even do that. Most people, they work 40 years to get 40% of their, or is it 60% of their pay?
Yep.
To then retire, to then just go out and be free finally, because they're not working anymore. But now what are they doing?
Yeah. And so
have they done what the hobby that they might have had in their soul and mind and body, or is it just something that, you know what I mean? And it's like, I sometimes I sit back and I go, my God, like what?
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I think my experience with grief is what has allowed me to take so many risks in my life, because both of my parents were in their 50s. Both of my parents were in their 50s when they passed away.
And my dad was 53.
So like grief woke me up to live.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's scary to say yes to yourself sometimes and to have these big audacious dreams, but like, what else are we here to do?
Exactly.
To live.
Yep. So guys, this is SuSanity Life show on Unity Radio 97.9 FM with Community Connection. And I am here with Crystal Soto from Crystal Clear Living. We've got one more segment. She's going to tell you guys how to find her things, what's coming up for her events, a little bit more about her journey. And then we're going to say goodbye and see you soon. And then I'll see you guys next week. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Unity Radio. Worcester, we've got you.
Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection, presents the Worcester Black Clergy Alliance, celebrating Worcester's Black history. Did you know Black Americans first settled in Worcester when Massachusetts was still a colony? The history of Blacks in Worcester dates back to the early 19th century, before the Revolutionary War. Free Black families began settling the area throughout the mid-1800s. Worcester became a hub for abolitionist activity, with local Black leaders playing key roles in advocating for civil rights and supporting the Underground Railroad. Founded in 2018, the Worcester Black History Project recognizes and celebrates the experiences of Black people in Worcester and the surrounding area. This project encourages the preservation and sharing of our history through scholarly educational outreach and programs. The Worcester Black History Project and Worcester's Historic Museum are working in collaboration with local organizations and community stakeholders in the collection and preservation of our local history. I'm Sharon Henderson, and that was your Worcester Black History Moment, presented by the Worcester Black Clergy Alliance. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
Recreation Worcester is a free year-round program for youth run by the City of Worcester. The program enriches this city's youth in athletics, arts, academics, and social-emotional learning activities. Food is provided for free of charge for all youth participating in the program. Learn more at the Worcester Recreation website, www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester. That's www.worcesterma.gov/recreation-worcester.
What's up, Worcester? It's your boy AG, better known as Angelo Gray. And you're listening to Unity Radio 97.9, Worcester's Community Connection.
So, guys, we are on our last segment at Unity Radio 97.9 FM, Worcester's Community Connection. Again, my name is Susan Ouellette. I'm the host here at SuSanity Life Show and the owner of SuSanity in Sturbridge. And my website is SuSanityLife.com, here with Crystal Soto from Crystal Clear Living. And again, I'm so grateful that she's here because she just opened up things in me she doesn't even realize yet. And I think she's going to open up some things for you guys too. So what we're going to do next is she's going to talk a little bit more about whatever she wants to talk about, and then tell you some of the upcoming events, because she's got a bunch of things happening, which will be on our page, some of them, and then how to get a hold of her if you want to do breath work with her, or you want an individual session, or you want yoga, or you want to go on one of these retreats with her that are coming up. She's got a few of them coming up. So she's going to tell you all about that. And then we're going to say, see you soon. And so.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much for having me.
Oh, you're
on
welcome.
today.
You're welcome.
I think it's really important for us to share our stories, because I think in sharing our stories, we remember that we're not alone, and that people, despite the experiences maybe being different, we can still feel and see and connect with people. And so my story is of grief. I lost my parents very young, as I shared with you earlier. And it's the very thing that's also brought me to this very point. And it's one of those things where I have been a lot of the work that I've done with breath work and learning about my nervous system, learning about grief, learning about trauma, it has helped me to build the capacity to hold all that life has to put my way. And I think that's true of all of us. We are all living and we're all experiencing life. Some of our lives are harder than others. And these tools and these ways of being and these ways of coping may feel foreign to us. But to me, it's been this big remembering of just coming home and learning how to find safety within my body. Because for a long time, I felt very disconnected from my body. I felt very disconnected from my emotions. I felt very disconnected from the people around me because I wasn't doing the work. I wasn't taking responsibility for myself. And I'm not saying that this path is always easy. But what I am going to share is that it's worth it because it has brought me to a place of like living life again and breathing life back into myself and also being able to gift that to other people. And like my breathers say that often. And I'm just really grateful that I've said yes to like everything that I've been led to because it's brought me to this point. And, you know, I know sometimes with breath work, people's like, what is breath work? It is just a beautiful healing modality that really helps you get out of this like headspace and drops you back into your heart space. It's a tool that can help you to grow the capacity to be with your emotions. Now, don't get me wrong, your girl loves therapy. I go to talk therapy, but I think sometimes what happens is I don't always need to talk about the thing that happened to me. Sometimes I need to be with the part of me that is like frozen in time to feel and to experience and to allow the sensations to move through me because right energy can't be destroyed. It wants to move.
Does that help you get through stress and anxiety
100%.
and stuff like that? Okay.
Absolutely. Breathwork, I feel like is one of those healing modalities that's like mental, physical, spiritual, metaphysical. Like it has so many benefits to it. But
there's so many people undergo stress and anxiety and stuff
like
on a daily basis.
To deal with stress and anxiety, it has helped me. And it doesn't always have to be like a long session, even just like consciously, like, I mean, just taking 3 breaths right here, right now, like deep inhale in through the nose, filling belly, filling chest, and out. I'm going to just invite you to take 2 more with me. Deep inhale in and out. Last one together. Deep nourishing inhale, filling belly, filling chest. At the top, sipping it in just a little more. And out. Sometimes that's all it takes when we're in the moment. And it's not always using these tools while we're in distress. It's also learning how to use these tools in our day-to-day life so that when those moments happen to us, we've already created a baseline and now we can notice that subtle shift. So that's just, this work is so profound. It's so beautiful. If you say yes, it can be so life-changing. And I'm just like really, really grateful that I get to share it with whoever enters my little community.
So what's your website and how do they find you?
Yeah, so I will say my website's like a wonky website. So my invitation is Crystal Clear Living on Facebook is my business page. Crystal Soto _ Clear Living on Instagram is also my business page. Connect with me there. I share all of my events. I share about all of my products. I share just educational and inspirational information. If you're looking for ways to hang out in community and connection online, I have 2 Facebook groups. One's Crystal Clear Living Aligned with Crystal, and then the other one is solely for grief support. So there's many ways of connecting with me. I also offer herbal and essential oil products. I host retreats. I have 2 this year, 1 in June, 1 in September. I'm just here to share all of the things that helped me along my journey. I'm just here to share them because I felt like when I was like being someone young going through such such the experience of grief that wasn't always available to me. So I'm just here to give my community what I didn't have.
Okay, and tell them before we go about your capacity catalyst, because it's 5:55. So 5:50. It's exactly 5:55.
I love that.
And this, and then also about that luminaries that you're need.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that too. Okay, so
yes.
Local luminaries. Someone nominated me in town, and I am under movement and mind and body. And so you can vote for me if you've just been touched by my story or experienced like the magic that I have and the medicine that I have. And that voting goes for a few more weeks. So I'm super excited. Also very grateful for the person who nominated me. I don't even know who they are, but I love you. Thank you. It's just allowing my business to be seen more and be recognized for all that I have to offer. And really, to me, it's all in honor of my mom. Like, my grief is my story and it's my experience. And I really do give credit to that. But also myself for like saying yes and answering. And then the Capacity Catalyst is my breathwork membership, which is like been years in the making, but everything's happening in divine timing, right? So it doesn't even matter. It is a community online space where you learn how to be in relationship with your breath again. Breath has been the very thing that has just awakened me. It's allowed me to just alchemize all that I've experienced in life. And it's really brought me back home to my body. And I'm just, it's so good. Yes.
It is so good. It is so good. I love breathing. It's funny. We don't realize like that we can do breath work because people automatically get up every day and it's oxygen, right? So you're just breathing every day. You're getting up, going to the
intentional breath and being consciously connected to your breath is all that it takes. That's why I slow this down for just a minute. Like, let's connect back into our breath.
Yeah. It's the same thing too that I've been doing now before I go to sleep. Like I make sure that before I go to sleep, I never go to sleep and close my eyes until I either have said something positive about my day or positive about myself or something, manifest something prior to closing my eyes, because I've realized that if I don't, that's when either I don't sleep good or I have weird dreams or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I always say is how grateful I am that I got to wake up and how I feel like reborn, right? Because it's like you fall asleep, and then when if you're given the awareness to wake up that day, then it's like you're reborn, recalibrated, re this, re that, and it's just the best feeling when you finally do that. You're like, wow, I got to wake up today. Like, how many people say that?
And I think that we forget that we also get to talk to ourselves the way that we talk to our friends, the way that we're talking right now. Like, we're so hard on ourselves. We guilt ourselves. We shame ourselves. And like, my invitation, you can let all of that go. That doesn't have to be your truth. And we can learn to rewire and learn how to talk to ourselves like we're our best friends, and just watch the shifts that happen in your life when you do that.
Perfect. That's a perfect. So guys, that's it. Is that crazy or what? Right. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. My heart. So guys, this is Crystal Soto. You can have all our information on our page. She just told you how to find her too. She's got some events coming up. My name is SuSanity Life. I'm the host here of SuSanity Life show. I'm here every Wednesday from 5 to 6. Loving you guys. If anyone wants to join me on the show, please reach out to us. I own SuSanity in Sturbridge, where I do holistic healing too at SuSanityLife.com. If you're looking for Reiki or polarity or massage or intuitive guidance and things like that, that's what I do. So that's where you can find me, and I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you real soon. Peace out, you guys. Take care.